Starting April 10th, America's Pastime returns to Fox. Yankees, Rays, the Cardinals. You see them all the best players, the best teams, the best matchups every week. Fox Saturday Baseball, April 10th, special time, 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific. Here at Atlanta Motor Speedway, 139 laps to go. Casey Kane, the leader, from Denny Hamlin, now second. Juan Montoya, Kurt Busch, and Jimmy Johnson. So let's have a look back at the 7th, 8th, 9th place battle. There is Brad Keselowski, whose right side is a mess, and yet he's been able to move up to 7th place, Dick, ahead of his teammate Sam Hornish.
Yeah, and he started in the 28th spot, Mike. The setup underneath that car is very similar to the setup under his teammate Kurt Busch's car. In fact, Keselowski was probably with Kurt Busch more this weekend than he was with his own crew, Steve.
Well, Dick, Sam Hornish has been battling a loose race car, but he just said my car's handling well. Might just be a tick off on horsepower, but she's driving well right now.
And with that group, as he's been all day, there's Matt Kenseth slipped back to 9th. A.J. Allmendinger battling Greg Biffle, continuing for the 10th spot.
Chartreuse. That is a green. It's called chartreuse.
That's a yellowish green. There's a liqueur by the same name and the same color. It's an acquired taste,
I guess.
Matt?
Well, Mike, we figured out the color of chartreuse. Now they're trying to figure out the wiggly loose thing that A.J. Allmendinger is describing with the 43 car. Says it's wiggly loose. Once again, the last stop, they made an air pressure change in the right rear to try to help that, but they're still working on that condition.
That rhymes, and he doesn't even know it. Wiggly loose in the chartreuse.
Paul Menard continues to have a very strong day, running in 12th, just ahead of Martin Truex, and Tony Stewart's on pit road.
Yeah, just kind of dove down there all at once.
Riding with Martin Truex as Stewart comes down to the attention of his crew and Steve Burns.
Mike, just heard Tony Stewart say, I think there's a problem with one of the left tires. I saw his crew members all jump up on the wall at the same time, which obviously is a sign that there was a problem. Tony thinks it's a left side tire. He's going to get forward, no adjustments.
Stewart was the 6th place car when he elected to pit under green.
Well, you know, they did an extensive tire test here. 4 good cars, and look, Carl is going to make his way back out onto the racetrack.
It's good shakedown here, bud. Then let's come to pit road and look at it, James.
Yeah, Carl was involved in that 3rd caution back on lap 39.
You know, people at home might say, why would they fix that car and come back out this late in the race? Because that's what you teach your team. You don't ever quit. As long as the race is going on, we get it fixed, you get back out.
Well, go back to last year. Kyle Busch missed the chase. I mean, by single-digit number of points, all but. So every point is so valuable in these first 26 races.
Edwards could pick up at least 3 or 4 spots if no one else falls out of the race if he completes the final 133 laps of this race. All right, back to Steve on the Tony Stewart stop.
And Mike, Tony said he thought he had a problem. You can see right there, one of the Goodyear tire engineers has just come in. Tony's telling his team right now, I'll take some of the responsibility for that, but you can see what that tire looks like off Tony Stewart's car.
I don't want to make a premature judgment here, but it looks like the Hendrick and Hendrick-related cars are having their issues here today. You know, we saw Jeff Gordon, the 24 car, with a right front wore out on the inside. So right now, seeing just a little bit of a pattern. You know, Mark Martin has had a problem. Dale Earnhardt Jr. has had a problem. Seeing a little bit of a pattern.
Yeah, well, if everybody's teammates and everybody shares information, sometimes that information isn't good.
And remember, Ryan Newman hit pit road earlier for a tire issue. So right now, maybe I don't need to push the envelope too hard. The guy we were just riding with, Jimmy Johnson in 48, the only Hendrick or Hendrick-related car that's not been to pit road with a tire problem.
And I've been watching that 48 car, Larry, and it's just so methodical. Top 10 for a while, rode along there. All of a sudden, he's top 5. I look at his lap times. They're getting to be more and more in line with what the fast cars are, just slowly but surely.
Carl Edwards made 2 laps, came to pit road for adjustments. I'll send him back out to run as many laps as he can.
Look everything over while you're under there.
Jimmy Johnson may have a vibration. Matt?
And Mike, he said he might have a possible vibration on that 48 machine. Really hasn't said much since that.
We just had talked about him, that he's the only Hendrick or Hendrick-related car that has not been to pit road for an unscheduled stop. Chad Canals ain't gonna like what I'm saying up here. He's gonna tell me to keep my mouth shut.
Casey Kane the leader by 1.7 seconds over Denny Hamlin.
The Kobalt Tools 500 on Fox is sponsored by Kobalt Tools. Kobalt, the next generation of tough tools.
November 1992, right here in Atlanta, pivotal day in NASCAR history. Jeff Gordon's first Cup race, Richard Petty's final Cup race, and Alan Kulwicki clinches his championship, the last by an owner-driver in NASCAR. And on pit road, Jimmy Johnson. Matt?
Jimmy's in a big crank on the track bar adjustment. He said the vibration had gotten much worse on that 48. Chad called in the pit road. He's away.
Now we're about 10 or 12 laps away from what would be green flag pit stops, but this is where we've gotten a couple of times, and then someone would have a tire problem or someone would spin out with a tire issue, and we never quite got to the green flag stops.
Well, if you're one off, you know, you hadn't heard about any tire problems all day, you might not panic. But when you see all the trouble that people are having and your driver starts saying he might have a vibration, you got to come now.
Well, when one goes, they all go, and Mark Martin is reporting a vibration.
A couple of these guys just hit pit road with some tire problem.
The 88 car of Dale Earnhardt Jr., another Hendrick car.
The one thing I've noticed about the 88, I haven't had a good sight at. Look how yawed out that car is coming down pit road. That puts a ton of pressure on that right rear tire.
So with the right side hanging out in the breeze when the car is trying to go straight.
And you're in the turn here so long with the car yawed out like that. I think that they're maybe creating some of these issues themselves.
Third place battle. Kurt Busch coming back toward the front. What a day for the Penske cars.
Jeff Gordon's way off the pace. Like he may have a problem. Well, he does have a problem. I don't know if it's a tire or not.
He's had one earlier. I'd be willing to bet it very well probably is.
Already 2 laps down. Looks like Gordon's going to work his way around to pit road, and here is Brad Keselowski, who is pitting out of 6th place.
I think this might be the beginning of a regular stop, Dick.
Yeah, Brad Keselowski, who's having a terrific day here. Believe it or not, this is the first time he has ever run a sprint car at this particular racetrack, a sprint cup race at this track, and he is just flying today, cutting through the traffic, doing a nice job, cruising a nice job in the pit stop.
And Jeff Gordon makes it to pit road. Matt?
He came on the radio and told Steve Letarte, I need a new right front. I feel like it is gone. And definitely you can see as it comes off, loads of brake dust, but also right around the inside shoulder, like the previous 3 stops, issues on that right front for the 24. Meanwhile, his teammate on the 48, they were still looking over their wheels because they didn't find anything amiss with the tires at this juncture.
Now, if we cycle through green flag stops, these guys that pitted early, like Jimmy Johnson, they're out there running about 1.5 seconds faster per lap than like our leader, Casey Kane, but it has to cycle through for it to work out.
Boy, and then here's a, who's this? Is that Gordon coming back down there?
Or is that Mark Martin?
That's Mark. That's the 5 car, sorry.
Meanwhile, Sam Hornish has climbed up into the top 5. He's 4th, Montoya's 5th. What a run for Hornish, who started out the weekend with a spin in qualifying.
Yeah, and we watched him, you know, we talked about his car and how bad it was handling. They have fixed that baby.
Well, we talked about the tough day for the Hendrick team. Chris and Jeff have been monitoring some of the other multi-car teams in today's race.
And Mike, the Penske team, Kurt Busch has led 65 laps. You were just talking about Sam Hornish Jr. and Keselowski, we saw pit moment ago, is in the hunt as well as a team. Jeff Hammond, Penske's been up, down. They appear to be up again today.
Yeah, they're up today. Last week,
Las Vegas, they were definitely down, Chris. I had an opportunity to spend some time with Brad Keselowski, totally dejected, felt like that they totally missed the package. Coming in here, they qualified kind of poorly. Right now you're looking at Kurt Busch in the 2 car. He was the best of the Penske cars in qualifying. He wound up qualifying 11th. We see right now our Daytona 500 winner, Jamie McMurray, on pit road. A lot of scheduled green flag stops as we're going through this whole deal. There's Elliott Sadler. But today, they've turned this qualifying deal around. Ryan Newman getting 4 tires on pit road. You also see Kevin Harvick, our points leader, coming off the pit road. But so much for Penske today, coming in here, all 3 cars being competitive, working their way from the back of the field to the front to be